Kairo man sotono mo million jamale fata boro man sotono
fali alonne ko jorawo be kerine alsal fanjubeno minna fo coronavirus jankaro ballale famantera alla nal balla kordal kono
dunia e boro ya i boro man sotono
hade Washington West African Center jorang sodole men dara fo jorang Willy Sabanyong me yalon ko e se fanjubeno ala hanni be la suwa kono fo coronavirus ro fondi ma soto
corona e mo be jakali Kairo man sotono
dima momenti wolem ko hase in joran sotono le ate alman hani fen joje
mo million jamale fata boro man sotono
ibamban sign eta Washington West African Center officer me alon ko abelin wood sado kono pour fe fanan san joran soto me alon ko hanni be la suwa kono ise fam balo jiben wala fo coronavirus soto
nyinsa saman silong besa sotono
coronavirus jankaro fenne mi alonko asototale
woto ise fantanka ela dimbayalu e kanonyolu ani sinyolu
fantanko wala fisiata jararoti
mo fimmo koy besa.
If you want to receive monies from UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world, Supersonics Money Transfer has got you covered. With the largest payout network in the Gambia, you can now receive your monies anywhere you are, from Kartong to Koina, with less hassle. Yes! You can receive monies from your family and friends in UK, Europe, USA, Canada, Switzerland, and the rest of the world with our safe, secure, fast, and convenient service that offers you the largest selection of payout locations in the Gambia. Supersonics Money Transfer. We are currently in 34 African countries and counting, giving you quality money remittance services that are second to none. Visit the Google Play Store or the Apple Store today to download the Supersonics Money Transfer app and enjoy excellent money transfer services only with Supersonics.
Greetings in the spirit of Gambianism. Once again, man lapa Ousman Joof. Glad to be back here to have this conversation. Several hours ago, I was on air. Ci lima gis Banjul di wax lima gis ci réew mi te neexuma en tant que doomi réew ma ne foog ma wax ci. I am back again because some developments have taken place. Last night, I was very tired when I came on air to do that show, to actually say what has happened, our encounter with the staff from the Statehouse, more specifically, the guy called Modu Nyang, who called me and threatened or intimidated to revoke our accreditation at the Statehouse. Muy lo xamne nak, I was disappointed to hear it. And I still stand by every single comment that I have made. I went to sleep, I woke up and saw some journalists calling me. I was sleeping. Kepa kuma call ñuma mëna get in touch with ak ñuma mënta waxal ben tay. I was sleeping because I did that show until 3 a.m. Bima joge ben tay nak, I've been very busy and I'm still busy actually. I have things to do. But I thought this is important. It's relevant to come and shed light on some of these things that I've said and the latest development. Bima joge kenn ci calls yi nga xamne jot nako happens to be a few messages from Fatu Samba updating me on people that called her. And one of the people who called her happened to be Ami Bojang Sisoho, the DPP, Director of Press at the Office of the President. Mu jox ma message bi ne Auntie Ami called her and I should reach out to her. I sent a message to Auntie Ami, and I called and sent a message. She called me back and we spoke. Demba bima lena wax na len ne Modu Nyang, the way it all started is Yamari at the Statehouse media team mo njaka send Fatu Samba message, the request for ñu wacce post bi. And I said Fatu Samba was busy and later she was sick. Beteji Fatu is under the weather. She brought it to my attention. But before we know it, Modu Nyang called to follow up on the same issue and of course started threatening Fatu Samba and insisting that Fatu should, we should be able to take it down. If not, they will revoke our accreditation. Fatu referred him to talk to me and gave him my number, which of course he heeded to and contacted me immediately. He called me from a New York number. And let me make this clear. Indeed, he introduced himself as Modu Nyang, calling from the Statehouse media team. He called from an official perspective, and until this minute, we take it to be that. However, I will be quick to say that when Amibo Yang called me this morning, and from what Fatu Samba told me, she had said that it was forwarded to her. My video was forwarded to her. And Museta Anko, she is surprised. She is caught by surprise. This has gone on, and that she's not informed, and feel that if this happens, she should have been in the picture. It's not an official decision from what she said. Waxtaan naag moom nag, I appreciate the maturity and that she has exhibited. However, I still stand on my position to say that Modu Nyang had actually called on an official basis from what he said when he called Fatu Samba and when he called me. And he did not only stop there, he went to the extent of saying the same thing to my staff that went to State House on that particular day. And not only that, he went about showing people, from what the staff said, the supposed picture of the president and basically making them very uncomfortable as if they have done something wrong. They were not even the ones who went there. These particular staff that went that day are different from those who covered the Jule. And I am saying that State House need to get it in order. They need to get it in order. And the first point of reference that I would make, the president should be communicated to. The president lañ wara jangal. The president lañ wara waxal. The president lañ wara prepare. And they need to put their energy more towards the president. And any public figure for that matter, whether it's the president, whether it's a minister, whether it is an ambassador, it doesn't matter what public office you hold, including National Assembly members, they all should be taught enough to know how to act. 2017, gis nañ ko fi bi naams yi nekkee di dem si assembly bi nekk fa di nelaw. A good number of the names used to sleep at the National Assembly. Their pictures and videos were circulating. Lu defu waxu lu ay di jàmbat. Loolu la Olof Njaay wax. So the president should be prepared, better prepared, spend time and energy in preparing your executive, in preparing your principal. Pour mu wara xam naka la acte ak naka la behave. He is the president of the country, and regardless of what, we all owe him that respect, and we must make a concerted effort to respect him as the president. Why Olof Njaay ne, again, lu def waxulu ay di jàmbat. Xanaa su president bi nelawut. And in this case, I will be quick to emphasize again, at no place did we say or suggest that the president is sleeping. He should be able to comport himself well. We filter our stuff to the best of our ability. But the State House has no business, I would say, in filtering us, in telling us, li ngeen a génne wala lele ngeen a génne, mun ngeen a waxtaan ak ñun nag. And I would say this, these are the same things that happened during Yaya Jammeh's time. No wonder with what we are seeing now. And wax naa ko démba wax naa ko ñi nga xam ne ñooy liggéey si State House ne leen nañ seeti Dr. Aïssatou Touré mii fi waxoon bu yàggut nii la ko mujjee waxaat ne weddi président Barrow is like weddi yàlla. Dr. Aïssatou Touré bu yàggut la ko fi wax mu tut weer de tey anam, she is a private citizen like any one of us. Like any one of us. Moo leen ëppoon ma xaama mooy one number 2 person in there. So yéen ñi liggéey foofu yëpp wax naa leen ko, this same positions that you hold. Sana Kamara was there. Where is Sana Kamara now? A private citizen doing private stuff that reaches out to us as partners, and we coordinate on different things. Anam Falli Fadera mi fa nekkoon ki nga xam ne weda ñooñu seen position ngeen jël wala jëlu leen ko, Anam Falli nekkatut fa, Ana Sana nekkatut fa, yéen tamit du ngeen fa nekkati. Now, to use your own discretion to be able to do this. State House is not a joke. Suñ pale bi du palasi caaxaan. It's not a joke. It's the highest office of the land. The president is the #1 citizen in the country. And for heaven's sake, you guys need to understand this. He should be presidential in all ways, shape, or form. And yéen la nekk seen liggéey, Gambians are paying you money pour ngeen toppatoo president bi, tàggat ko wax ko naka la moo doxalee, and not the other way round. Not the other way round. Te ni ma ko waxee nag, Gambian talents, like any other platform or most platforms, we are not a small institution. And like I said, fu bot xonxé wala ngeen am message bo xamné da ngeen ko bëgg ngeen bëgg askan bi jot ci. Yes, we are one of those that you contacted to reach out to, that you come to pour ñu passal leen message boobu noonu. So su demee noonu nag we are a partner and we want to continue to be a partner. We have put out about 12 different posts. You singled out one that you think is inappropriate. It doesn't warrant threatening to say that you are going to revoke our accreditation. While lima wax rek si Mr. Nyang, su fekkee ne ni nga ko waxee noonu la fa taajoo, that this is a single-handed decision you took, whether yow la ak ñi doon wax ñi nekkoon si background bi keroog bi ma wax ak yow, if that is the case, you, Mr. Nyang and others, I believe that disciplinary actions should be taken against you because you have taken a unilateral decision. If what I am told is the case, a unilateral decision, nga jël pour ñëw tekkuñu, and went to the extent of saying to my staff that went there, ne, you are going to take action, whether you as a person or Statehouse as a fraternity or as an institution are going to take legal action, not against man, but Fatu Samba as the leader, as the person being accredited. I condemn the statement and I want it revoked. I would like it revoked. Now, I would challenge the State House and encourage them to take action. And that is the reason why I came on air, you know. That is the reason why I did what I did, as if I knew it. Because xam naa ñun Gambians yi nuñ dee def, man li ma gis Banjul neexuma te lu ma naqari dinaa ko wax en tant que doomi réew mi. Former President Yaya Jammeh, kenn du ne defut. Ñu ngi ko jiiñ lu bari, but over and over, we have seen and heard evidences, whether at the TRRC, whether at the Jane Commission, and all these commissions that are set up, where people are talking and saying and establishing that they took the law into their own hands and did things on behalf of the government, supposedly. On behalf of the government, supposedly. I mean, however, does the president has a responsibility? Does the office of the president and media team be led by our anti-Ami Bojang Sissoho have a responsibility? Yes. Now, people cannot just be doing this thing. This is how they ruin people's lives. This is how they ruin people's careers. This is how they have maimed and tamed and lynched and done all the things and kidnapped and tortured Gambians in the past. It's not something that is going to continue. We will continue to advocate. We will continue to talk. We are unapologetic about it. However, we will do our utmost best, like I said, to be a responsible media house that we so claim to be. I am making a concerted effort to guide and educate these young people, showing them the way and what needs to be done. We have our editorial policies that we follow. Again, Ngur, watandamo di tekusa domi rew. Nguur wartandamo di yàq sa doomi réew nguur wartandamo di def luy wàcce sa doomi réew, whether seen class, seen maxama or whatsoever. And I am saying this wax naa leen ko démba, on a daily basis we are working. We are representing Mama Jolof, we are representing the Gambia, we are representing West Africa here in the United States. Li ma leen a wax, it's not a joke, it's not a lie. On a regular basis, I'm doing this. We are putting the Gambia on the map. I am too busy and I have so many things going on here, dealing with several sectors of the society, several demographic of the society and the government of the United States of the Gambia, from federal level to otherwise county and city level. We are dealing with businesses. We are dealing with institutions. Suñ sañoon ne seen yoon nekku ci, du seen affaire, du seen problème. West African problem is West African problem. Gambian's problem is Gambian's problem. But they sit with us on the table. They listen to us. They engage us. They ask us. They ask us. So whether Anti-Ami Bojang had consulted with Mr. Nyang and the people concerned at the State House, but I know I have spoken to her and she has given me assurance that it is not an official statement coming from the State House. I wanted to come and make that clear. Lima Wahni, it's not something I'm making up. I am very busy to be able to put water deftly. The distraction, I don't appreciate. But Hamna Lim cost to the young people, and I know how much they were trying to tell me, and I told them, we have not done anything wrong as far as I am concerned. The presidency has sent us several correspondence, and we have featured several things on the presidency and the first family on each and I don't think this one post should be an enough reason for them to revoke any accreditation that is given to us. Limalena Wahnak is not something I'm making up. This is a van that was given to us. I run the Washington West African Center. I founded and run the Washington West African Center here. It's not something low make up. But situations, sometimes that they warrant for new definitely. as you can see here. We provide rental assistance, bill payment, advocacy, youth development programs, kids programs, adult learning classes, senior support, free transportation, interpretation and translation, and diversity. We are doing all of this for the West African community here in Washington State, supported by the federal government, the local governments, the city governments. Van Dingena Gisni community transit, no you could donate. This is a donated transportation. We are serving our community here, supported. Civil society is empowered here in the United States. This is a storage. On a regular basis, right now, we have a consignment over 22 boxes that I shipped to Gambia to partner with the Ministry of Health. Several type of items. This is a storage. As you can see, we are constantly organizing programs and activities. I shipped 22 boxes. They just got to Gambia 2 days before July. These are items that we are sending to the medical institutions in the Gambia. We hope to partner with the Ministry of Health. Fatu Samba will be contacting them soon for you deliver these items to the government. We are not threatened by the government. We are not a threat to the government, and we are not here to caricature or criticize or destroy the government. We are great citizens. How makende? Why all of Njana kum hamsai ma muna woisa bopa. Man, I take this as a corporate social responsibility. Put tagal ndawi. Pour jangal ndawi, pour tete ndawi, pour provide ndawi information and provide ndawi an opportunity. As we speak, one of the last batch of intern being in the right after soon graduation be. Kenna si ñooñu jeexal na school 2 years 3 years mu ngi toog nekkut ci dara mbindaan la dem commencé di def mbindaan la doon def. I took that girl from that job, brought her to Gambian Talents. Mu ngi foofu di liggéey, mu ngi foofu di jànga videography. I am giving hope to the young people. This is a young girl that has just joined our in-company training for free of charge. And matter of fact, I spoke to her not even long ago. Earlier today, there was a protest supposedly going on, a march that was going on about the number of lives that are lost, accident. It was her who covered it. 2 months la amagum Gambian Talents. When I spoke to her and the people at the office, I asked, I said, what are you doing? She said, I am airing stuff. Monica, the air the content that you were seeing. Langa jota defagum lanag langa janga, what do you know? Monema, I've been watching Sanyang and them, and I mean doing a lot of theories. For the first time today, Genana them covered this protest. She single-handedly covered this march that was taking place between what you call it, Carava Avenue, traffic light to Westfield. This is a young person that was hopeless, a young girl that wouldn't have had any future. We are creating a platform for her. I don't think the State House and the government should be the ones to discourage these young people. I'm offended by this fact. Lima def, damako continue def. I know it's a good thing. I take it as a corporate social responsibilities. Kusi ñëw ñu bokkasi, kusi ñëwut ñu bokkasi, kusi jàppa ñu jàppa dem, kusi ñëw jàppa ñu ànd continue def li ñoo def. We are putting Gambia on the map in the United States here. I sit with all kinds of lawmakers. I sit with all kinds of people. All kinds of people. One now the advisor to the President Biden on housing matters. I was in a conference with him the other day. 2 weeks ago, Sibiru recorded. The same thing with the Milwaukee, James Murphy from Milwaukee. Policies is what government should engage themselves in. Instead of trying to censor the media, let them try to do things that would make the media present them in a positive way. We are here to give Gambians an opportunity. I don't want to be part of that mess of being micromanaged, being censored, whether it is the companies, whether it is the institutions, whether it is the governments, whether it is individuals. Support you or provide us with anything does not make us slaves and will not make us bow down to what you want. We are executing and implementing our responsibility as the fourth estate. And our role is to inform, educate, and entertain Gambians. And we will continue to do that. So, Tombe Moy in the IGAF, wala bum ci munti nekk président bi moo toog tekku ne du nekk business will not be as usual. His statement is lost in the air for coming out and making an attack on an individual citizen. Like I said, civil society is empowered. Ñun ci boor biñ nekk fii. Civil society is empowered. Civil society is supported. Civil society is provided with incentives and resources. Man nekkuma di caaxaanantu. These are things I don't just typically sit and say. But tey, and these days you will make me say it. Last year, 2021, nothing less than $1 million lañ dugal foofu to strengthen tourism, to support the Gambian musicians, actors and actresses, and people that are in the entertainment industry to produce several different content that we are utilizing here. Different cultural groups from Nyom Kabakel, nga xamne they had almost extinct. Nyom Kabakel, cultural groups yi, Fula Jiboro, group poli, Nyom Kitaburi comedian, 26 different artists from Jaliba Kuyati to all the younger generation. We have produced content with them. We have been sending stuff from this end and taking it to the slums, to the hood, to the villages, and giving people support, whether it is food, is clothing, and different things. Storage la ame every single time. Mungi face step ak bagas. Yo xamne I send them to Gambia. Li nak du waxi baku. Why pour nguur gi xamne people like us should be supported. People like us should be encouraged. Now when it comes to the media, I just set it up to support these young people and empower the Gambian people with knowledge and information. That is the thing. Nyari storage la ame fi, doing lots of things. I will not even talk much about the services we are providing here, but on a regular basis, what we are doing in the Gambia. In the Gambia, on a constant basis, we are sending stuff to the people in the country to support them. Tibirwe Korbi Mosimuje 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. And Serif Conte, if you have those pictures, if you are there with Sanyang, you can share some of the things, the last club distribution that you guys did, and see how desperate and the people were and how much they appreciate what we have given them. And Balal Marek, let me open this to other story. Ñu ngi jàpp suñu jàmbur di def li ñoo def suba ngoon guddee bëccëg yes suba ngoon guddee bëccëg ñu ngi jàpp suñu jàmbur di def li ñoo def. These are all things that we have. You can see Toti, the Idai Palace. You can see Toti. All of this is going to Gambia. Box you, Maku, and me is what I send to Gambia on a regular basis. With medical stuff, with different kinds of things, with clothing and stuff that we send out to our community, to our people back home. So nekku ñoo xam ne dañ toog rek di criticize government, di wax government bi lii government bi lële. President Barrow waxal na ko boppam ne governments don't provide food for people. So su fekkee ne nag suma maas gi maa ngi train ndaw yi pour ñu mun a provide seen boppa food on the table, to put food on the table for them and their families. Su ko defee mu nekk loo xam ne kon government should support us, government should empower us, government should encourage us, government should listen to us, and government should take ideas. We are contributing in several different sectors, from the media, information, to the Gambian people. The Dugasiru Haruhai, 4 corners of the country, and providing Gambian people with a voice, including the presidency. To the health sector, the things that we are sending. To the tourism sector and cultural sector. We are literally contributing in every sector. Education sector. And I am going through so much stress and frustration with different government departments and institutions. Be president bidi wax, in fact, dama gis suma boppa ci li mo wax, with civil servants and people that are in government who should be doing stuff and they are not doing it. Who should be working, who should be on the clock. Those are the things that we expect the president to address. Little magis suma boppa moy, for the past 2.5 years or so, certain things these young people I am teaching, we have established and taken the right steps to actually establish what we are doing as a school, so that the in-company training we are providing to young people, the certificate they receive are accredited with the National Accreditation Authority, NACA, almost 2 years. Applications. If you are following Gambian talents, you must have heard my interview, famous interview with the late Panderi Mbai. Bikena si intern si gene di wax certain things. For no be Panderi interview ma key top Gambian talents, you must have heard that famous interview with Panderi Mbai. Since then, I said it. That's like almost 2 years ago. Pandari is gone. He's no more. Until this minute, we are not able to make any progress, or we made very little progress when it comes to NACA and providing us with accreditation. Man, mange Japalendawi, for heaven's sake, for free of charge, they are learning. They have access to equipment. They have access to computers. They have access to internet. They have access to all the things that they want. Ñun liñ wara ka ci rew momu dafa bari legi ñun ñoo koñe fofu people are not doing their work lolu tagul legi ñen ñoo dañu ci tekku yi tamit dañu ci tekku ma ngi topé wa NACA. We have had several engagements after following the first step, going in there and asking them, we want to be accredited as an institution of learning, higher institution of learning. How do we go about it? Okay, then binda a letter applying for expressing interest to apply for a letter of interim authorization. We did that first step. They gave us the forms, fill out the forms with several requirements. Mafei consultant and different people to put together the package, worked on this package, sent it to NACA. Eventually the package got lost. We went and started every single week. Fatu Samba and Ida and them made several trips to NACA for them find out, for them follow up what was going on with this thing. Eventually then Koreral. Pour wax ak ñun man suma boppa sax pour wax ak man ñu ne ñoom duñ wax ak kenn ku nekk ci diaspora bi because xamuñ naka la nekk ci diaspora bi li su tubaab ñëwoon su nit ku weex ñëwoon su beneen foreigner ñëwoon ci dëkk bi ne dafa bugg lii and that is where the problem is because they have given so many foreigners license we operate institutions in the country that yielded no dividend and ma wax leen ko tey these things I will say today ñu réeral kayit yi you fill out everything again and submitted it back to them. Eventually, insisting and persistence, Fatu Samba did them, eventually I was able to speak to the director of NACA, who decided to acknowledge it. Went to the Ministry of Youth and Sports. They wrote a recommendation letter. For us with several other things, tangible evidence, testimony from the young people, project proposal were written, all the forms fill out. We believe we meet all the criteria. And of course, gives me an evidence. 2 months ago, when we had the graduation, it's not a lie. Over 300 young people to be trained. The minister had said it. It would have cost government millions of dollars. And yes, I will continue to repeat it because responsibility government to create those opportunities and those privileges for the young people. Government is not in a position to create it. One like me, I've created it and I'm being frustrated. Filled out the paperwork. Everything is on their desk. Now, Purnu Waranyo def that inspection. Department of Health had to come in and inspect the place, which also took a while before they could come. After scheduling it, the department finally came and did it, gave their recommendation. The Department of Health, all the health requirements, we provided it. It was left for NACA to come and inspect the place. We have to write to them again a couple of times. Eventually, they came and did the inspection. This is like almost 6 months now since NACA came and did this inspection. Everything, as far as I know, we deserve it. We are in a position to be accredited because we're already running the school. We are already providing this in company training for free of charge to the young people. We have graduates who are working in different platforms at this minute. We have people that are self-employed. Gambian talents, right? From Fat Samba to Ida Kebe to different people. Yusuf Ajata is now a TikToker. He is self-employed. You follow him, you've seen him. He gave his testimony during the graduation. Ñoom Ibrahima Jambang, ñoom fi di liggéeyal seen boppa di dem di rabaraba, have their cameras, did def seen commercials and music videos and things they are doing. These are young people I gave a platform to. Not only them. Different people who were here that have now moved on and are in other platforms. Without their the support and the training they receive from Gambian talents and the visibility we have given them, they would never have had these opportunities. The unofficial information I eventually got from NACA, is that they are waiting. They have submitted a recommendation for the Minister of Higher Education to issue us the letter of interim authorization, which is the accreditation again for an official higher education institution of higher learning. Fan la lolu tolu, beteji nothing. Binda letter until a month and a half ago, a letter was written to the Minister of Higher Education. Now, Joof is just being promoted as Vice President. A new person is coming. We are going to reach out. That is what we've been told. But they have put a moratorium. Now the two departments that concern us for the most part, which is information and Ministry of Information. I've had this engagement with Ibrahim Asila. I've had this engagement with Pura. Pura is not issuing broadcaster license at this minute as far as radio is concerned for TV lagay di joxe. People want radio stations and TV stations. I mean, the threshold is set so high and they're requesting so many different things that could be unnecessary. That is a barrier for the ordinary citizens to be able to venture into these things. People like us that are already doing it, and you see the evidence every day. Nunge produce content. We are bringing it out. We are doing what probably other media houses, Ngen Accredit, are not even doing. What other schools, Ngen Accredit, are not even doing. The University of the Gambia teaches theory. Yes, I'm saying it because I have people that are attending the University of the Gambia who are learning at Gambian Talents Promotion, who will come soon ame practicals, ñu jox leen suñ equipment, guy use ko pour dem def university projects. You don't def university projects. ñooñu ngeen jox accreditation ak yeneen institutions. Yeneen ñàkk ci jox ngeen leen accreditation ak yeneen am people foreigners guy ñëw ibbi school mënuñ koo maintain, it becomes a liability. I mean mënuñ koo def, and you have to come to their rescue. All of this, should you use one person's issue, should you use one person's experience to penalize everybody else? Should you use one person's experience to penalize everyone else? I'm going through so much frustration in that country with the things that I am trying to establish there, ideas that I have, resources I'm putting in to support the young people and fulfill my duties as a citizen. When President Barrow took over in 2017, he called on the people in the diaspora and every Gambian who have ideas, who have things you want to do, who want to invest to come. The frustration is too much. Government institutions, people not working or just thinking ñun average Gambian bi. Billahi man lima gis Banjul neexuma te luma naxari dina ko wax en tant que doomi réew mi. Luma naxari dina ko wax. It's just sad when people in the process of doing their duties, their responsibilities, li nga xamne mom lañ leena fay, ñun Gambians dañ fogg ne material things, making life hard for people, ñun loolu lañ den damo every time. Ñun loolu lañ den damo every time. Making life hard for people. That's what we take pride in. Danga am pour ñëwal tay, ñëwal elek. President bi wax na leen ko mu ne moom benn file do spend more than 48 hours on his desk or whatsoever. Files taking 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Mu jéggi dayo. Comme li ma wax ni, until this minute we are not able to get any tangible information. Duma dee toog di waxantu. Knock nañ on all doors possible. All doors, and I mean official doors, as to find out what is holding our application at NACA. We are not getting anything. For the most part, like I said, the latest unofficial information bima am moy ne submit nañ ko to Minister of Higher Education. And then how long is the minister gonna continue to do this? There is no such platform like mine. It's a non-profit, for heaven's sake. There is no such platform like mine in the Gambia. All the public institutions, schools of higher education, yep, they are all charging people to do it. Thousands of dollars. Nga dem ñu tij la yenn institutions yi, students yi dem foofu noonu di jàng journalism and things they do, ñu tij leen just theory for 6 months, ñu am a certificate or a diploma between 15,000 to 20,000 to 25,000 dañoo charge for a 3-6 months course. Evidently, and they only teach them practical. The most they do is send them out to go to a radio station that they go to. Suñ demee foofu and xale yi fa jaar ba pare ñëw si ñun are the ones that are sharing this. Ne dem nañ foofu noonu radio station bi ñu leen yóbbu dem jëndal leen newspaper every day rek lañ dee def foofu just to go buy newspaper and come back. And I'm telling you, somebody that started 2 months ago at Gambian Talents that was supposedly doing liggéey mbindaan. Today, that person is able to go cover their first, gig on their own 2 months later. I think institutions like that should be empowered. These are the things that government needs to do. They need to look at institutions like mine. I don't go reaching out and looking for a lot of things right now. Or if I do, They recognize it. Once the ideas are great, once they are good, once they are authentic, once they are doable, once it's going to benefit the public and the community and our community, it is granted, it is given, the support is provided. We are partnering with big institutions here. This coming Friday, I am partnering with the University of Washington. We have partnered with the University of Washington to produce a gallery of West African clothing. Suñ yire yi, suñ aada ak suñ cosaan dekkil ko. This coming Friday, we are unveiling that gallery. And earlier today, I was busy doing shopping for that. Suñ ñëwee ñu gis suñ yire yi, suñ ñëwee ñu gis fa suñ traditional instruments yi, the koras, the djembes, the balafons, the kalimbas ak yeneen traditional West African stuff. In addition to that, ñu jox leen suñ lekki West African. In the year or two, our goal is to start bringing tourists to West Africa. Fan lay doore Gambia, by introducing them to our food. Moo tax ngeen gis fi wonjo bi yi ay baagi wonjo la yi ma jënd pour des. It may sound irrelevant, but I just want the people that are making decisions to know how we are being supported. I invite different partners to come, the media to come. Wonjo is what we will be serving them. Suñ benachin, suñ domada, fufu, acheke, these are the foods that we will be serving there. And we want to promote tourism. We intend to organize the Sounds of Africa Festival here annually. This was supposed to start in 2020. Thanks to COVID, it never happened. So I'm asking the government of the Gambia to try to invest more. And I'm hoping the new ministry will make the concerted effort to see value in the type of things and information that I am sharing here today, to make sure that anybody that is responsible for doing anything, it takes care of it. With what I am doing, I've knocked on the doors of NACA, Geofi licensing bi, mom la len wax, accreditation bi. PURA is another institution that we have engaged, and not much is done about it. The same thing with what you call him. In fact, we're talking about the land saga. Thank you. When I heard it, when I saw it, Lima Def, one of the things that NACA told me when they came for their inspection, the inspector was talking about how small the place is. Maneko, unless I get the license, I'm not trying to go out and get a bigger place and start doing all of these things. Get it bigger, expand it. And NECA, there is no guarantee, there is no faith, there is nothing. Madam Jel Plus, the Kofairek. I have, to a great extent, the passion, the will, the determination, and the orientation to support the young people, primarily. Now, guess what? Working on securing a plot of land, the same thing for official use, to build a school, to build a TV station, and the things that we want to do, and it's there. Submit Katie, some of the ministers that are even mentioned in that, we have engaged and reached out. Now to end up seeing all of them having lands in their name issued to them. We are struggling. We are citizens. We have businesses that we are doing and things that we are doing that are genuine and tangible towards the development of the country on a daily basis. Sometimes mota dungen gis on air, dungen gis Fat Samba on air, mo miss you bari because mu nge duga di egg di wacca di daw di dem fu nekk. At flame to the fire nak ñom xalé suñ démé place yu nekk civil servants ñu leena ciis di leen ciis di leen jéema teddo pour ñu provide leen service. I get into meetings with civil servants with Fat Samba ma nekk ci telephone bi or with any of them girls ñu ne ma dédé jow dafa gudi teddal, you should be able to do this, demal nga génna ci telephone bi dinañ ko régler ak ñom, only to get off the phone and they started asking them out. They started di leen jéema laal seen yaram yi or di ask out very inappropriate things that they do. Gambia li fa nekk dafa jéggi dayo. It's rather unfortunate. A lot of work needs to be done. Civil servants need to understand that they are not doing people a favor. Dañ war di ñëw di liggéey ci di toppatoo liñ war a toppatoo di def liñ war a def. Tey laay jot a wax lii nag lu bari ci yii nii. I've been very busy doing this. Every day I take it as a service to my people. Every day I'm doing activities. It's 3:25 p.m. here in Seattle on Sunday, and I'm here working, getting ready and putting stuff away to get ready for our event on Friday. This is what we take pride in doing. Ñun liggéey rek lañ xam. ñun liggéey rek lañ xam ñun luy yóbbu suñu dëkk kanam rek lañ xam luy break loi du ngeen ñu ci gaaw a gis du Gambia du fii nag man dafa am lu bari lu ma dunda America ci lu métti ma gis ko xam what it feels like suma baay baykat la woon my father was a farmer from Kerbiram village ñu dëkk Farafenni ma xam how it is ma leen ko wax waxtu bu nekk di enul suma yaay bidongi diwtiir yeeg diwlin yi di ko dem jaayali ak mbaxal yi suba teel muy dem di jaay mbaxal ci marché Farafenni I know what it feels like when these young people and these people come to ask for stuff. I share their story. I live their story. Come now, what struggle is like. I know what struggle is like. And that is why I want to close that gap and complement the efforts of the government, establish what I established. Chingor nak ak njek ak teranga. Chingor ak njek ak teranga. Do we want support? Yes. Do I believe every Gambian should be able to support the cause that I'm doing? Yes. Ndax dañ cee force kenn déedéet ndax dañoo allow kenn pour mu bully ñu or intimidate ñu or censor ñu or dictate li ñoo def because yaa ñoo provide support déedéet jox ñu xaalis jox ñu li nga xam ne dañ ko yelloo whether accreditation la whether license la whether am xaalis la or whatever type of support you give us lu tax ñu nekk sa jaam. I work in civil society in the United States. In civil society in the United States, and we have a voice. We have a voice. So Suma experience fee is what I'm trying to bring to the Gambia, and I wish and hope that it is followed, that our government will listen to people like us that are having experiences that can work so much. We wish some of the people that are out there that are working, you have the opportunity pour gis nakalam fa demee. ñu gis yeneen dëkk yi nit ñu rawee but ni du loo sax pour ñëw si west bi ana ñu nekk Gambia nañ seet Sénégal suñ nebo si what they have. It is a shame that we have to go and play our qualifying AFCON qualifying round at Stade Lat Dior in Senegal. It's a shame to us as a country that even a proper pitch we don't have pour mun fa play suñ that meets FIFA standard pour mun a play a game there. Li wrong si dëkk bi dafa overbody bu yàggul laa gis police ñu ngi send out police magazine ne they have actually have the alleged perpetrator or suspect for ki rey nit ki démba Mohamed Mbaye Garmi laa doon seetaan muy wax muy interview Kifa Barhama mu ne dañ ko call ne barki démba si guddi dafa am ku dee foofu noonu ci Sénégal bi kuñ rey every day yaa ngi dégga the other incident at Paradise Estate ki nga xam ne dañ dog tànkam bi yéen a ngi koo dégga all these incidents are happening when it comes to crime. Everybody needs to get to work. Every department of that country needs to get to work. The Justice Department barki de mo njaay lañ gis ñu wax fi ni ne judge bi mu ne waaw because driver bi ñëwut this like I saw Keksane wrote something like that. Bob Keita, who was supposed to have a hearing, allegedly, judge been according to Keks, the judge didn't show up because a driver been. What type of mess is that? Billahi man luma gis Banjul neexuma te luma naxari dina ko wax en tant que doomi réew. En tant que doomi réew. The judge cannot drive himself. The judge cannot take a taxi. The judge cannot join public transportation. So somebody has to go back to jail. Justice has to be delayed just because the judge's driver does not show up at work. Are you kidding me? And this has happened to my own family member, my own brother, who was accused and was jailed in Mile 2. That's now for 3 to 4 years. 3 to 4 years before eventually was released. So every sector of that government needs a complete overhaul, whether it is justice, whether it is education, whether it is health, whether it is environment, whether it is agriculture. President bi si boppam toog na mu wax ko engrais yi nga xam ne gars yi jël nañ ko dem di ko jaay nit ñi seen kickbacks yi ñoo def. Every sector, corruption is rampant and open out there. Out there. We are seeing it. Kickbacks is what people live off of. And they do it and do it so well. So well. They do it and do it so well. With paper trail. Mota dinañ tok ñew indi la invoice, indi la li, all the necessary paperwork ñu indi ko. Every single week, two. a month or two, a new scandal is coming out. Different sectors, different departments. Comme ni ma ko waxee, we praise the president and recognize the efforts that he has made. Let it not just be political talk. Establishing a new ministry with technocrats. You ñëpp don't folk with it, and from what he has said in the past, that this was going to be politicized. The political allies were going to have positions in the ministry. Comme niñ ko defee woon coalition bele, but he has established a true NPP government with technocrats, and we hope that they will, deliver to expectation. All the people that are there, ni ma ko waxee démba, seem to be credible people, and we are hoping that they are going to do right. Ñi fa nekk already, yéen a ngi fa xam ngeen naka la. Whether you have been moved to a new ministry or you are still maintained or retained in your ministry, we expect you to do right. Ngeen xam ne nag there is life after the ministerial position. And ñi fa nekkoon ak yéen seen colleagues yi, su ngeen jàngee si ñoom, you will be able to hear and understand. Minister of Youth and Sports Bakary Badji, I will handedly single you out, because what I am doing is under your line ministry. I have had several engagements and interactions with you. We have written again letters following up with your ministry as far as some of the things we've talked about. We've come to you and asked your ministry for partnership and support on. Until this minute, not much progress is done. I will single you out. Suma broda nga ñoo nekkoon ci struggle bi ci Gambia, ñun ñoo nekkoon ci youth work bi, and you know it. You know me very well. I know you, you know me. We have been through this. Lima doon def Gambia is what I continue to do here. The moo jur the Washington West African Center and everything. Ñoo nekkoon foofu xam ndaw yi xam seen problème, xam ne li ndaw yi doon dunda ci jamono jooju ñun suñ boppa ñu dunda ko. Yow sa boppa nga dunda ko. I will continue to single you out because you are the one responsible for the youth, and there were high hopes and there are still high hopes. You have done a lot. You have done a lot, but a lot more needs to be done until this minute. And I want to single you out because it is your line ministry that in fact should have been providing this. And I am telling you, waxna la ko ci sa office, waxna ko ci suma interview ak Panderi, and on one or two other instances, I have reached out to every government entity, enterprise that is responsible for youth matters. NADI is one of them. Ñu wax ma wax yu rëy, until this minute, they never got back to me. NADI. And you personally referred me to them. And prior to meeting you, before you took over, is when we met NADI. Nothing ever came out of it. The Youth Empowerment Project, anybody, genuine Gambians that watch and follow and see what I do, have recommended the Youth Empowerment Project. Basic graduation, bu mujjee nii, lañ mujjee waste suñ time, ask Fat Samba to submit a proposal. We wrote the proposal, put everything together for new support graduation, and they would not do it. Last minute, after back and forward on so few instances, they ended up telling us that they cannot support us. The Youth Empowerment Project. I can assure you, no project is more authentic and more genuine and more result-driven than the project I'm doing for the young people in the country. I will say this because the evidence is there. Yéen a ngi continuer di ko gis. Yéen a ngi continuer di ko gis. Fatu Samba is the only one who I was working with from 9 years ago. Everybody else there, from Ida Kebe, the deputy country coordinator, to Aissatou Diallo, to Musa Jata, to Ibrahima Sanyang, you name it, yep, came in as an intern in that institution. In fact, the person that is running the studio for me right now is in the Gambia. Sirif Konde is a madrasa student. A madrasa student who is actually running the show and providing me with technical support right now. Angale Dumbiram, Damut Formal School. In his later years, he is now enrolled at the University of the Gambia. And of course, studying journalism and doing his things. I'm empowering these young people and training them and putting food on the table for them. An opportunity they might never have had. There's no no better result-driven project when it comes to the youth, I would say, because I am targeting specific demographic, not just creating an institution where anybody just comes in. We streamline and look at those who are indeed in need, who are indeed in need. In need. And these are the type of projects we expect you to support. The Youth Empowerment Project, we've reached out on numerous occasions at every level. whether man lañ gis as a threat, xale yi lañ gis as a threat, whatever it is. Never. National Youth Council, Lamin Kendo Dabo, can bear me witness. When he was executive secretary, Benim Fagina. In fact, the last time I spoke to him, he had an interview before he left for the UK. He had an interview at Gambian Times, and when he came, I spoke to him about it. Everybody recognizes the work I'm doing. Yes, I will say that. But nobody ever followed through with anything. I am single-handedly left alone to handle this. But I'm appealing and calling on all Gambians to join hands, because you never know who you support. Well, support bobu nakalala impacte. It could be your immediate family member, it could be your extended family member, it could be your neighbor, and it could be that young person that would have turned to be a bandit, because amutilum japa. Necessity is the mother of invention. Amutilum japa mudem neka bandi the break-in, when you break in secure. Because you break into places, don't live there necessarily. So you never know the young person we are helping and how it will impact their lives and impact us directly and indirectly. This is what I wanted to say. I will come back to it. Kilifa dina yi ma ñaax leen. Demba jotuma wona aga fofu. President Barrow delivering that speech last week, which he said what he said, that now coincided with Mr. Nyang coming to threaten us to revoke our accreditation. Wax ji dafa over dendo, wax ji dafa over mingo, because president bi wax na emu ci wax ci ma di jobaate be tudda ci media bi ci bopam. Be tudda ci media bi. Every citizen should be given a voice to say what they want to say, as long as it's in line with the rules, the rule of law, with the laws of the country. Every citizen should be given a voice. Now, pour president bi taxaw wax lolu, I have said it ci gannaaw ak fu ma waxe korité ci li ma jotta xam wéri yermande la. Last 10 days yi 10 days yi yermande la. Nit ñi just jógee ci wéri koor ba ci julli nga wara ñëw boole nit ñi tapé xol yi ñu doon benn waxtaan ak askan bi jiñ leen ko ñaax kilifa diine yi pour ñu seet naka la ñoo def jàppale wante pour yóbbu réew mi kanam. Unify the community, unify the people. That is the type of message we expected. That's the type of message that we expected. Assuring the Gambian people and telling the Gambian people yen steps nga jël yen jéego nga jël pour ak saafaraal problems yi nga xam ne moom lañ am yi ñoo joytu ni ma tudda ko fi in every department, in every ministry, in every sector nga wax ci yooyu, but not to the extent of the tëkku rawatina nag the single out individuals. Loolu dinañ ñaax président bi mu gën cee góorgóorlu nim dee waxee yenn mu am very good speeches wala points yu baax yi moo wax waaye fi moo am génnee si loolu sax da wax loo xam ne dafaa yàqal lu baax lim doon wax yëpp sax du koy tey wala du koy xam. Kon loolu yéen ñi nga xam ne yéen ay advice président bi, yéen ñi nga xam ne yéen a fa nekk ak moom, yéen ñi nga xam ne yéen la réew mi di fay pour ngeen liggéeyal ko, yéen la nekk seen responsabilité pour ngeen guide président bi. Pour ngeen gaay président bi, pour ngeen wan ko, pour ngeen tàggat ko. Yéen a xam nag seen liggéey ñu si bari si yéen, I will believe ne xam ngeen ko, ñu bari si yéen sax liggéey ngeen si international community bi. Duma dee mun a understand when people live abroad, when people work for international community, even in Gambia, ñu réglé ne cooc ne ñooy di def li ñoo def ak li leen war yëpp suñ demee ba commencé liggéey nguur ku si nekk jàppa def lu la neex, li nga war a def doo ko def, joxe di wrong advice wala nga bàyyi noonu di jaay président bi. Waaye nag wa makaru lak wa makarallah wallaahul xayrul makirin. Ku fee plan tamit ci loo xam ne luy lor dëkk bi la, lu waay rendi rek sa loxo laay naaj, te lu waay def boppam su guddee fan fekkee tey ëllëg gannaaw ëllëg is gonna come out eventually. Kilifa diine yi expectuñ ngeen continuer di dem di def yu mel ni ngeen def kerak président bi di wax wala yéen seen bopp ngeen nekk foofu di def fi si ko fan si alone. War ngeen a mun a waxtaan ak président bi, war ngeen a mun a waxtaan ak njiiti réew mi, kilifa diine jullit yi ma wax ak yéen tuuti. Diine du yo fi caaxaan, fu jaaxle amaan, fu sonna amaan, nit ñi si yéen la ñoo ñëw, fu askan bi seen ronkoñ tuuro si yéen la ñoo ñëw. Ngeen baalal ma dafa xaw a sedd tuuti. Let me just quickly take care of this. ngeen balal ma rek fu nit ñi seen rongoñ tuuro si yéen lañ daan ñëw fu nit ñi jaaxle si yéen la ñoo ñëw fu problème amee fitna am fa si yéen la ñoo ñëw so kon waruñoo dem ba tollu foo xam ne nit ñi amatuñ xob si kilifa diine yi ñu toon ko to nothing nekku leen foofu yéeni neen da ngeen fa nekk ak seen nawle yi as the Christian Council ak yeneen diine yoo xam ne ñu ngi ci biir réew mi kon su fekkee ne am ngeen plateforme pour dem foofu ngeen la en tant que doomi jullit maa ngi leen a ñaax di leen ñaan ngeen def loo xam ne du ngeen tax ñu yeb ñu du ngeen tax ñu yeb diine ji du ngeen tax ñu yeb am askan wi ndax toog foofu noonu di tàccul président bi muy tekku doomi réew loolu du dara loo xam ne lu ngeen war a seetaan la ci suma gis-gis te man li ma gis Banjul neexuma dinaa ko wax en tant que doomi réew kon ñu ngi leen a ñaax ngeen bàyyiwaat seen xel ak whatever the reason is nag ci am lu tax ba ngeen defee ko noonu da ngeen am responsibility yëfi diine nag du yëfi caaxaan nekk njiit du yëfi caaxaan nekk njiiti réew du yëfi caaxaan ndax yéen a utu yàlla ci kaw àdduna bi te kon loolu lu ngeen war a xam la te da ngeen war a xam ne privilège la ngeen toppatoo ko. I will get back to work. As you can see, it's beginning to drizzle. Taw baa ngi commencé di wàcca ndanka and I need to get back to work and do li ma doon def. But I thought I should come out and say this. I will ask the Statehouse to engage Mr. Nyang. So fekkee ne ni ma ko Ami Bojang si soxo waxee noonu lam fa demee that something needs to be done. Because indeed his statement, just like the president's statement, is creating an impact, has created an impact. No doubt. And it's something that he should be disciplined on. I would not say what type of discipline that should be put on him. Why so they can them to that extent of threatening. And I hope when my crew come back, I hope that you will not revoke that accreditation if we have met all the requirements. And I hope if my team comes there again, you will not harass them, you will not subject them to that embarrassment by making them feel that they are part of an institution that is irresponsible, that's not doing the right thing, by threatening to sue, the likes of Fatsamba, as you have put it, as the according to the information that I received. And these are the reasons why I came out here to say this. It's very important. And I will hope to see something being done. One like Mr. Nyang need to be stopped if it is individually done. If it is from an official perspective, the office need to reconsider their decision and look at it and support and empower the press to be free and fair. And if it is something that is coming from an individual, something needs to be done in terms of disciplining them. Whatever that discipline is going to be, I don't know, but training needs to be provided as well. You need to train your people. The civil servants need to be trained to know. In fact, like I said earlier this morning, Mr. Nyang would barely even listen to me. Bu may wax ak mom suma commencé wax rek mu dogma te mom bi mo wax man dama ko déglu bem feel ne I'm not even on the line. At some point, hello mané ko yes, I'm here, I'm just listening to you, mang la déglu rek. And mom si won realized nako and told me, I know you listen to me, I hate to cut you short. Multiple times mung ma dog ligay Statehouse warta tax nga nekk di ma dog. And Fatsamba had a similar experience with him. And for him to go and start showing the pictures and telling everybody in front of other journalists that were there, dafa jéggi dayo. So ngeen train guy naka la ñoo waxee, naka la ñoo interacté. A lot of work needs to be done. It's not only to the president alone. Yéen ñi nga xam ne sax yéen yéen a amee loolu, yéen ñi war a train president bi, yéen ñi war a wax ak moom, yéen seen boppa su ngeen acté noonu, I wonder how you can train the president. No wonder the president will just jump and say something wala mu dem ba si kanam mu am script sax mu bàyyi script bi dem defi leneen. We should learn to listen to each other and respect each other. That is just an office. It's a privilege. Te ñun ñoo leen a fay. Te liñ leen a fay, da ngeen war a appreciate loolu and understand ko and act on our behalf and listen to us and see how you can support us, how you can facilitate it for us. Du ndam pour on this take away our accreditation, Loolu du ndam. Du ndam is nothing anybody should take pride in making life hard for people. The young people, ñi nga xañ that information, that opportunity. The public that are relying on us for the information, ñooñu ngeen koo xañ. So kon mang lena begge len gërem len santa. I thought I should come out and say this again, that Statehouse has officially this stand itself according to Amibo Yang Sisoho that it is not an official matter, and that's what I wanted to come and say. And fog ma ñambas ci li nga xamne jot na ko say ñambas mang leen na bëggee leen gërëm leen santa ci seen déglu ak seetaan bu rafet. su dee musulee na topp Gambian Talents, this is your first time, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel Gambian Talents TV. Follow us on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, and all the other platforms, and Gambian Talents promotion. ñu ngi leen a bëggee leen gërëm leen santa seen déglu bu rafet ba beneen jamono. Jërë ngeen jëf.
kuy wut fu muy fanaan ak kuy wut ku ko wétali xanaa delloo buntu gi war la naa boole Yaafatus Guest House tijjil na leen buntu bi ñu ngi leen fa am ak ñaari cabinet salle yu yaaña
amal leen li nga xamante ne mooy cabinet ak salle ñu ngi leen amal AC ak fan
salle bi nag lépp li ngeen soxla am na fa sofa yu nooy ñoo fa nekk TV bang fa cabinet boo dugga lal yu nooy leen fa amal nañ leen fa AC ak li nga xam ne moom mooy fan toilette yu set wicc amal nañ leen fa kitchen microwave fridge and room bu baax dama ne teranga day mut moo tax Yaafatus Guest House amal leen extra kitchen lépp lu ngeen bëgg a togg mun ngeen ko toggee si gas cooker bii nii
kuy xalam di si jaayu nag barke bi yaay borom amal ne li nga xamante ne mooy ndox ak courant 24/7 bu leen tiit bu leen ragal bu leen xof ndax amal ne lii di CCTV caméra
seet si leen ñu si Farafenni gannaaw garage yi base bi Kawur highway
very clean every day am na cleaning service ratio bi amul fenn
Yaafatus Guest House teranga àdduna bët kon nag seet si leen ñu